right, guys, welcome to Appsheet and more. And this is a very lovely video we're going to be doing to show you how you can allow your users to be able to like something in Appsheet. So if you want your users to be able to like, comment, or like an instruction, or to vote on something, maybe you have a list of people where you want them to be able to click to vote on something, this is what you need. Now, over here, I'm using an app that I already created for a previous video on how you can create a login page. So if you're interested in a login page that looks something like this, you really want to go and watch the video. I'll put the link up there so you can actually access it. So all you need to do is just put in your credentials over here. So Danoi and then my password. Now, if you put in the wrong password, you get password incorrect, right? So please go and watch this video. This is the right password. Once you key in, the login button appears, you can just click and you log in. And then this takes you to the menu. Now, I also have another video, a separate video for how to create a beautiful menu like this. So a very interactive menu that takes you to everywhere in the app. If you're interested in this, I'll also leave the link as well so you can access it. Now over here, when you click this, you come here and then you can see every post. Now below every post, you can see those that have been liked, how many times they've been liked, and those have been liked by the particular user in question. Now those have been liked by the user in question, you can see what it's highlighted in red, right? So if the user likes this, for instance, it counts it as one. If I click again, then it goes back to zero, right? If I click on this, it counts this to 8. When I click on this, it goes back to 7. So I can either like or unlike, right? So yeah, so this is what the video is about. If you're interested, stick and stay and let's see how this can be done in AppSheet. Okay, so now you are here in an AppSheet editor. We want to look at how we can quickly create this. So where we're creating the like is in the news post section, right? Over here. So this is where we want to create a like. So currently, this is what it looks like whenever you create a card view. Okay, and then we want to add a like action or like button over here that allows you just to like a news post or a news feed or something that they've read and then they think, wow, this is good. Okay, so we have to go to the table. This is the view, but then let's go to the table. So over here, this is the table. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a new table that tracks just people who have liked, right? So I'm just going to click this, view data source. Okay, so here, what we're going to do is going to create a new sheet over here. I'm going to click plus over here. Let's call it liked posts. And now this liked post is basically going to take an ID, okay? And then we're going to add the status, whether the person liked or unliked it. And let's add, to make it easy for ourselves, let's add the user who liked or unliked something. So ID, user, and then status. Simple as that. Is that okay? Good. Now let's come back to our app and let's call this in. So our page is called home page. Is it? And then we'll just add this. Okay, guys, so this is our table that we brought in here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create an action button, right? That allows us to add data to this. Do you get it? So it allows us, once we click, we add data to this table. Okay, so we'll come here and then we'll come to new post, which is the table that contains the posts, right? The articles. So click on this plus icon, and then we're just going to come here and we say liked posts. So over here, you have an article over here, and there's action. When a person clicks on this, it will take the ID, the username, and then whether the person liked it or not. Okay, so just click this, and then we say add another row, or a new row to another table, and then this is going to be the liked post table. So ID, now ID is going to be, it's not going to be a unique ID. Okay, ID is going to be a concatenation between the post's ID and then the user's name. So this is the post ID. Okay. And then the user's name. So concatenate this with the user's name. User email. And have something like this. When I say user's name, I mean the user's email. I click save. Good. Then user is going to be user email. Good. Then save. Right. And then the status. Now, what we want to do is we want to make the status dynamic in the sense that if the user has liked it, the user has previously liked the post, then it should set the status to unlike. But if the user has not liked, then it should save it as liked. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look up. So we're going to say look up, right? ID concatenated with the user's email, right? From liked posts. Okay, which column am I going to search? I'm going to search the ID column of this particular table. So now this ID over here is the ID in the liked post table, the one that tracks whether something has been liked or not. And this ID is coming from the articles table, that's a new post or news, not new, news post. Okay, and then what do you want to return? I want to return the status. So if this turns out to be equal to like, then I want you to set the status to unlike, else give me like. This is simple action like this. So let's click save. Okay, let me sign in again. Come here. So when I click this, it's going to like. When I click it, it's supposed to unlike. But funny enough, it's not unliking, right? It's only going to like, but it's not unliking. So you come here to your spreadsheet. This has liked, but then you can't seem to unlike. Now, the reason why this is not happening is because over here, look up, the function is struggling to process this as one text. Okay, email plus this, even though it's concatenated, it's finding difficult to realize that it's a text on its own. But this is an email, this is an email data type, this is a text data type concatenated. It's struggling to know which data type it should process it as. So we'll help the lookup function by going back into our spreadsheet or going back into our table. And over here in new post, we'll create a special ID called user like ID. Okay, so basically it's just the ID concatenated with um, the user email. So in most cases, you will not have to do this if maybe let's say both data types are text or whatever. But here, because there are two different data types, the lookup function seems to struggle to process this. So I'll leave it this way. And now over here, it will be processed as a text. So we can use that, what we just created over here. So I'm going to call this user like, I'm going to click save. Okay, now let's try this. Let's save this first. All right, we have to sign in again because whenever we save it launches the app all over again. Can I click this? So let's check. This is on like. You see that? When you click it again, it goes back to like, right? Good. So it's working. Okay, so a user can only have either, can only like or unlike a value. Okay, good. Now we've created this, which is good. Um, let's go back here. Over here, we've set it as the what's the action. Let me show you how we just do that. So let's come to new post and then you select this action and then you set it to like post. Good. So when you click this, it's going to like, it's going to unlike. Good. Now, what we want to do is we want to make this. a love icon. Okay, so I'll come here, display. If I set the love over here like this, it still won't show here. You see, it won't show here. So what we're going to do, instead of using the action buttons over here, we're going to leave the display name as blank, like this. So nothing shows over here. And then we'll come to format rules. You see this? Create a new room. This rule will be under new posts, right? I think the action is under new post, yes. So like posts, something like this. Good. We're just going to edit this guy like posts and then make him this. And you see now it pops up. Good. Let's make it bigger. Good. So for this like to pop up, right? Instead of using the normal display action icon over here, we need to use a format to get it good. It's gone, but don't worry, when you save, it will come up. So we are getting there. We are getting there, right? Slowly, we are getting there. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to be able to count the number of people who have liked a post. Do you get it? So it shows against the like icon. Okay, so when we come here to the data and the new post where we have all the posts, we're going to create another action. We're going to create another virtual column. We're going to create another virtual column. I'm going to call this post liked. No, I'm going to call this liked records. So let's call it liked records. So these are records of all those who have liked it. Now the function we're going to use is filter. Okay, now this is coming from the like post table. So we'll keep records of all those that are liked or unliked. And then we're going to use two conditions. The first condition is that the ID must be equal to this row's ID. Okay, so the ID of this row should match the like post ID, which is one. And the second one is that the status must be like. You get it? Good. Now the status being like is very easy. So you can just say status equal to like. But the second problem is over here in the liked post table, the IDs is a concatenation between, so let me show you, it's a concatenation between the post ID and the email. You get it? So we need to extract just this IDs as a new column, a virtual column, so we can do a comparison with it. So we have to pause this for now. Let's just pause this guy for now. We'll come back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come to like post and create a virtual column here. So we're going to see post ID, which is basically an extraction of the ID from the ID. So ID, we're going to see how many characters do we want? We don't know for sure. So we're going to use the function called find. Okay. So find, what are we looking for? We're looking for this character. And the text to search is ID. So I want him to find this character in this. It will give us the position of this character. We're just going to minus one. So it takes out that position. So if this happens to be the fifth character, minus one is going to give us four. So left is going to extract the first four characters. Beautiful. So now that we have our post ID done, we can come back here and then retry this. So add a virtual column. And I'll say liked records. I guess that's what I called it, right? And then I'm going to click here. I'm going back to my filter function. And this time, I'm going to call the entire table, bring my and. The first condition status is equal to like, which is easy. And the second one is post ID, which you just created, is equal to this row dot ID. You see? So now this is going to give us all the records where the status is equal to like and the ID is equal to, the post ID is equal to this ID. So we're going to click done and we're going to click save. Okay, so now we've done this. Now we can easily go ahead and do our counting. So we're going to say count, right? Now, what do we want to count? We simply want to count um, from our live records. We want to count all the IDs. You give us a number of people who have liked because this gives us a table. Okay, just like the ref table, filter also gives you a table. So if you do this and then you do a specific column you want, it works. So count, let me say count likes. All right, good. So now we want what we've got what we wanted, which will count the number of likes. So we can come back here and then under post, under display name, we can concatenate this. So the space and then count. Would that work? Okay. So it seems we actually need a space. Initially, I thought we didn't. Okay, so now when I click this, it's going to sync in and we have one. When I click it, it's going to sync in and we have like posts. I think I have to save it before it goes away. Okay, that's fine. But at least we know this works. This is one. So we have this in place. Now what we need to do is the color to know that, okay, if the person has liked it or whoever, if the person is part of those who have liked it, this should light up as red. If the person is not part, it should be the normal black or blue or whatever theme color the app is. So we need to come back here and then we need to pull out the names of those who have liked the app. I mean, those who have liked the posts. So let's call them likers, which is simple. So we're just going to say like records, and then we're going to say user. So this is going to pull out all those who have liked it. Good. And we're going to do the last virtual column that's going to say user is a liker. Okay, so in user email can be found in likers. You get it? So this is going to give us a true or false. Can the user email be found in likers? Good. So if the user email can be found in likers, we're going to get yes. If it can be found on no. So yes and no. And then we can use that to control this. So when we come here into format, we can make a duplicate of this. So user liked post. Okay. So here we say user is a liker equals to true. So if user is a liker equals to true, then the format should be red. All right, the format should be red. So let's see. Am I missing something? I think this should go up. This should be above this. Rearrange. Can we rearrange this? Okay. Let's click here and we'll put this above this so this takes effect first. User is a liker, yeah. So, okay, let me save maybe. Hey. All right, so we have two likes over here. We have two. For this guy, I'm going to say user user is a liker is not equal to true. Good. It's not equal to true. And the color should be gray. The highlight color should be gray. Text color should be gray. Okay, something like this. Mhm. So if I click this, good. This is gone. When I click it, takes a while to sync. I have two. I have to save. Okay, so it's working. On the preview side, this is not really sharp. It doesn't really work. But when you share it with an app and you try it, it works much better. Yeah, it's working now. All right, guys. So that is it. That is how you can allow your users to like something that you've posted or an entry in your AppSheet app. Before we go, let me just quickly take off these two action buttons as they can confuse the user. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to click on this guy. To take him off, you need to first set him to something like delete, and then you can say none. Then he's gone. Same for the share icon. Delete. Then you say none. Then it's gone. Then you save. All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something very useful and then you can apply these learnings to your own app. So thank you and see you in our next video. Bye, guys.